going on, everyone? What's up? All right, we'll wait for a couple people to join. I'll light some incense while we're waiting. What up, Jennifer? Just waiting for a couple of people to join us. Who else is here? 6 people. Hey, Marcy. Yeah, we're not doing readings today. We're just going to do a planetary update regarding like the energies that are kind of going on because, woo, they've been ridiculous. But if you would like to approach that issue, Marcy, feel free to book a reading at intuitiveperceptions.com. Scott and Marcy, yeah, just go ahead and book a reading. We're not actually doing readings right now per se. We're just I'm gonna provide you guys with planetary updates, kind of what's going on with the energy. Hey, Ariana, what's up? No, it's not a replay. This is live. Right, I'll wait for a couple more people to join us. You made it, Ariana. What the heck? You're way over there in Australia. Shoot. Or Melbourne, no? I do. It's just I was really called to do this for you guys. Guys, really, honestly, we have so much divine guidance right now, guys. Like, you know, when all of us are always saying, oh my God, it's so hard. I can't do this. And, you know, I just wish I had support and I just wish I had this and just do that. Hey, Mel, to move forward regarding, you know, moving forward in our divine path, you know. And right now, guys, with the Sagittarius full moon coming up tomorrow or today for some of you guys, I mean, we really have divine support. We have had divine support since May 26th. All I know is, shoot, I mean, on the night of the 26th, leading up into the 27th, I purged my damn life away. It was like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. purge. It was out of control. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Like, I felt it come on and I was just like, oh no, here we go. And just the damn floodgates were open. And I was like, oh my God, you know, freaking out. But it's nothing really. Yeah, just Scott, this is going to be a general update regarding kind of for all of us as a collective. But yet my readings are different prices for different services or, you know, for different areas of your life. Yeah, just intuitiveperceptions.com and then the services tab and everything's there. There's a chat function that you can utilize as well. I can chat back and forth with you, see what's going on with your current situations, and then I can go ahead and advise or suggest the best service. Yes, it's going to be the full moon in Sagittarius. I want to say it's at 8 degrees Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's I feel it coming up, and it's crazy, guys. Like it really is. I just want to wait for a little bit more people to come in the room here. It's kind of random, you know, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys these planetary updates because they're really, really great. They're vital. They are. I mean, it's literally like God and the divine are like literally handing it to us right now. Like they're helping us out so much, you know, but sometimes we're not aware or we're just busy purging and we just, you know, we miss things that, you know, from time to time. I mean, even me, I mean, you know, who's psychically tuned into the collective consciousness, I miss stuff sometimes too, you know, just going through my own demise and my own crap, you know. What's going on, Rockstar? Yeah, Jennifer, it's been really, really crazy. I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever felt before. I mean, but the end result is going to be great, guys. It's going to be so worth it. Can you guys hear me okay? Sound is great and camera's okay and everything. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. Just wait a little bit longer for more people to join us. Yeah, Mel, we will be right now experiencing some physical pain, or at least physical symptoms regarding to us ascending, you know, back pain, sinus. We can kind of experience that, muscle pain, soreness, you know, just, I mean, all of these waves are coming in of different types of energies. We're going to get into that, but different types of wave energies are coming through, you know, and our body is just trying to become accustomed to it, you know. Hey, Jeanette. Yeah, I've been pretty tired too. I mean, look, my eyes are all like black. Like, yeah, I've been pretty tired too. I mean, you know, just getting everything done and just dealing with life in general, you know, all the stuff that gets thrown at us. It's crazy. And right now, guys, we're breaking karmic cycle after karmic cycle after karmic cycle. I mean, past life shit. Like, we are breaking these cycles, and it may not seem like it, but we really are. That's what's really going on right now. So imagine, you know, just how our body must feel, you know, our solar plexus, our chakras, like everything to that effect. It's crazy. I know I feel it too, you know, and usually I like to say that, you know, I feel the collective energy, what it would be like about maybe 2 to 3 days before, you know, it kind of hits everyone else. And sometimes I wake up in the morning, you know, or whenever I wake up and, you know, I'm outside and, you know, I'm on my phone and I'm just very impatient and I'm very like, you know, and I'm like, wow, why do I feel like that? Because I check myself. I'm very, very, you know, aware of, you know, how I am, what energy I exude, trying to keep my vibration high. So I'm very aware of this and I've changed so much of my ways, you know? So when I feel like that for no apparent reason, I'm like, oh no, here we go. Hey, these are the energies. But the most important thing is just, guys, don't be scared. Don't look at this as being fearful or being a fearful aspect. It has nothing to do with that. It's just, we're raising the vibrations of this planet, you know, and these waves are coming in and they're debilitating, but you know, we are now here, you know, like we've been talking about this, you know, people with their own channels on YouTube, you know, even if you guys have been following me for a while on the channel, the things that I've been telling you guys when I read for you guys, you know, for just personal readings, personal bookings, astrology readings, the general readings, everything that I've been saying in there, it's now time to really implement it. And I was looking at, you know, the chart of the moment. Excuse me. I was looking at the chart of the moment about maybe yesterday and the day before, and I was like, oh my God, wow. Like, I was even divinely guided to look at the chart and really sit with it and find out what's going on. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, this sounds a little bit weird. See if I can fix that. I don't know, I think Chromac's a little weird sometimes. Okay, it's good, Jeanette? Okay, cool. Yeah, the best thing to do, M, is really just stay positive. Exactly. And you can't, dude, you guys, our negative thoughts, if we even have any, are the worst thing that we can really do to ourselves right now. And I know it's tough, you know, just going through life and going through all of these symptoms and these energy upgrades, you know, absolutely. But it's just, we have to realize now, you know, as a collective, that our thoughts are a consciousness in itself. It's the best way I like to describe it, you know, is like putting a ball kind of, you know, on like an incline ramp and then putting like a little piece of wood right by the ball. And then the ball's just sitting right there, you know, and that piece of wood that just holding that damn ball from, you know, from going down is our thought process. That's exactly kind of what it is. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. So if you just remove that wood piece, and that's exactly how it is. The fact that we even come up with something, our thoughts, even just our thoughts to ourselves regarding any type of situation, if they're negative thoughts, that has inertia in itself. It really does. It's something that we exude and we put out, and the universe then, law of attraction, brings that back to us, and that's the vibration that we keep and we hold. Yeah, and that's pretty good. Yeah. You also want to also change with it. Let's not kind of look at it like, oh no, don't do that. Then you don't want to feel restricted. You still want to feel like you have freedom and you have free will. Of course, we all do, but we just want to make sure that we may at the beginning tell ourselves no, no, no. The first step to change is awareness, and we can be aware, and that's okay. But over time, we have to just change with it, and we have to find ourselves not telling ourselves no anymore. It should just be like protocol. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start. Okay, let me pull up some of my own notes here. Okay, these energies here, guys, the configurations regarding how the chart of the moment is, it's very kind of complicated. I didn't want to pull up a chart to kind of show you guys because it's all the lines and the origami looking things and all that. It'll get you guys kind of confused. So I'm just going to kind of talk about it. And also, don't make fun of me now, okay? We're working on this. But I made little like diagrams for you guys so we can go ahead and kind of like talk about what's going on and kind of how the configurations look within the chart, All right, so let's see. All right, so guys, these energies, are kind of valid until, till after the full moon for sure. But a lot of this is going to start. We're going to go back to May 26th, which is just what, two days ago for some of you guys. So we're going to start from there, and then we'll move on. And I'm also going to upload full moon readings for you guys. So we'll talk more about what type of energy the full moon precisely is going to bring when those readings come out for you guys. But yeah, okay. So there were three, but yeah. There are three major configurations. Now, when we say configurations within a chart, what it has to do with is multiple planets will link up and kind of sync up to like the same degree in a certain area within a chart, and it'll either make a triangle, it'll make like a rectangle, it'll make a square, it'll do certain configurations, and they mean certain things when we look at each placement individually. We're going to kind of go over that. So there's three things that I kind of just wanted to let you guys know. So there were two yods that were there. And what a yod is they call it the finger of God, right? What it is, it's two, okay, I'm gonna use these terms now, but it involves three planets, okay? And there's two quincunxes and one sextile between these three planets. And it makes like a triangle, basically. So a quincunx, that's just an aspect between two planets. What a quincunx is, it's sort of like an opposition in a sense. It's almost it's kind of like an inconjunct as well, but a quincunx, what it is, it's just extreme pressure, right? Or extreme tension, but it's almost like, I want to say, karmically placed. Now, that can either be good or bad, just depending on, but our charts aren't bad. Our charts are there to support us, in any chart of the moment. So a quincunx is basically, it's going to be extreme tension between two planets. Also a sextile, guys. What a sextile is it's something that we as a collective and also in our own charts, it's something that we work towards, something that we know that we have to work on to accomplish. Like for instance, say if we always wanted to play basketball, we're consciously working on perfecting basketball. So it's like that. That's what a sextile is. It's working on it for mastery. And a trine, what a trine can be considered as is an aspect that between two planets that is something that's so built within us that it's innately in us, and people see that quality within us. We usually don't recognize it. So other people will say, oh, you're very smart, or you're very this, you're very that. And you're like, I am? It's one of those things because it's just so innately built within you that throughout your life or throughout all your prior lives and your past lives, you've mastered whatever that aspect is for that trine. Alrighty? Also, guys, let's see here. There was also in the chart of the moment for the 26th, there was a Leo ascendant. Now, whenever you have a Leo ascendant or a Leo rising, same thing, what it can mean and what it usually means, it's you are here for a specific reason to achieve some kind of goal. We're all here to achieve a goal, but it's more of kind of to achieve a goal that that kind of changes the world in a sense, you know, or changes the dynamics of a group or of a social group, just to make your mark on history in a sense. You know what I mean? Whatever that may be, that's what a Leo ascendant usually signifies. Hey, Giggle. So also, what's interesting too is the North Node was conjunct the ascendant as well. So what this means is the North Node is just completely involved in all of these configurations. The North Node was conjunct the ascendant. So our ascendant sign, regardless of what sign it is, it's the sign and the planet that really rules us. Now, with me saying that, this is what we're speaking about is a collective. So your ascendant is who you are and what you do and the energy that you exude when people first meet you, or the vibe that they get off of you when they first meet you, you know? So that's basically what the ascendant is. Now, it's like uninhibited behavior, your natural behavior, kind of not unconscious behavior as well. So with the North Node conjunct the ascendant, I mean, a lot of these aspects, guys, including the North Node, which is in Leo right now, it's something that we're changing, right? We're changing without even knowing, without even really coming up with a conclusion that we're changing. Basically, this is just coming through in an unconscious manner. Now, we're aware of all the shit that we've heard, don't get me wrong, but we are just unaware that all these changes are coming through. And the fact that it's the North Node has to do with our soul's destiny. But since we're speaking about this on a collective, you know, in a collective sense or in a collective manner, it's how we are all responding to this energy collectively. So we are actually going through these changes unconsciously in terms of what we're working through. All right. So let's see here. Okay. So for the first yod, right? Let me go ahead and set this up for you guys so you guys can see it here. A little ghetto-fi little thing here. All right, guys. So make sure you guys can see it. Alrighty. So with this first yod, guys, right? What this pretty much is, let's see, guys, I'm gonna pull up my little notes here. Oh Lord, this is all messed up here. What is going on? So here we have, you know, 3 planets, like I said, how they're all lined up. We have the 2 quincunxes here, and then we also have the sextiles here. And these planets that are involved is Venus. We also have the South Node, and we also have Karma here as well. Karma is the asteroid that is there for us. You know, karma can be anything, guys. It can be good, it can be bad. It just depends upon the energy, you know. So basically what this is we have Venus in Cancer in the 12th house, right here at the top. Then we also have Karma and Sagittarius in the 5th house. We also have the South Node in Aquarius in the 6th house. Now, what these placements mean individually, right? So up here for Venus, what it means is that this is spiritual acceptance and having a spiritual perspective regarding our upbringing and our childhood indoctrinations. And the South Node here is taking responsibility and owning all of our past life social involvements. So that means whatever groups we were part of, whatever situations we were in regarding our past lives, that's what this placement here stands for within that house. I'm trying to make this as simple as I can for you guys because, I mean, all these placements can get a little confusing. But so back to what I was saying. But so the asteroid Karma here in this position, what it is, it's freely expressing your uninhibited beliefs and truths since it's in the 5th house and it's in Sagittarius. Now, there's extreme tension here, okay? Venus is right here at the top. And what Venus symbolizes here within the yod is this is a point where that gets activated. So it's going to be Venus in Cancer in the 12th house. But here we have extreme tension. So what this is this is almost like destiny in a sense, where we have to utilize these two planets here for this alignment here, karma and the south node where they're currently at, there's extreme tension going to Venus. So it's like a paradigm that we have to crack. And then there's a sextile here between the south node and karma here. Now, this sextile is something, remember what I told you guys, it's what we consciously work on to master. So we're trying to master clearing our karma from our past lives and from our past life situations. And isn't it funny how there's both tension? So this is a positive aspect here. The sextile is positive. This is support. But coming up here to Venus, this is extreme tension. So it's interesting how we have support regarding clearing our past life karma, but doing it with love and doing it with an appropriate context regarding our spirituality and clearing that karma that we have and that we're currently experiencing. So what this whole entire yod means within the chart, right? What it means is basically we're clearing traumatic childhood experiences that possibly, caused the demise of our relationships. And also we are taking our end of the responsibility and our involvement within the process of the demise of those relationships. Now, this is in current life, current times. So we're clearing all of this energy right here. But this is all yods within a chart are extreme tension. And whenever the apex, which is at the top here, gets aspected, it's like literally it turns on and it's like literally it shakes your world up. So this is some of the purging that we're doing, guys. All right, let's go on to the next one. So the next yod that we have here, or that was in the chart there, is Saturn in Capricorn in the 6th house. Then we also have the Sun in Gemini in the 11th house. Then we also have the North Node in Leo in the 12th house. Now with Saturn here in Capricorn in the 6th house, what this means is it's conforming and feeling restricted to sort of the daily grind and hustle of our responsibilities. It's kind of what we have to do. It's what we must do for our family, what we must do just to pay our bills, what we must do to just to take care of our business, basically, guys, Now, what the Sun here in Gemini, in the 11th house, what this placement means is communicating and acquiring knowledge of our collective and social groups. So we kind of want to know what's going on. Do we fit in? Do we not fit in? Okay. Do we want to switch groups? Do we not want to switch groups? It's just overall gaining clarity through communication and acquiring the knowledge of where do we fit in? Where do we feel drawn to? Where do we feel most at home? So also here with the North Node in Leo in the 12th house. And remember, guys, the 12th house is our house of our undoing. It's the spirituality house. The house is ruled by Pisces, by Neptune. So it has to do with the other side or behind the veil type of, situation. It also rules, asylums. It rules jails. It rules all the scary shit, basically. 12th house, Now, that's what I was saying. But the North Node in Leo in the 12th house, what that signifies, that placement by itself is actively and impulsively escaping from our daily home and upbringing responsibilities, right? So back to the tension here. And we all know Saturn he's a little rough, but he changes things for the best, and for the better of who you are. Now, remember the tension with the quincunxes are here. So everything that I just explained, as well as the other yod, was just individual placements. But when we put them all together, okay? So what ends up this means, once again, we have support from the North Node and from the Sun, but we have a lot of tension to Saturn. So we're looking at how we are able to implement our newfound understanding of who we are. It's also the death of ego in a sense as well, because now we are creating our future, or we are, as a collective, we are manifesting our destiny. We're manifesting the changes that we must put into this in order to change how we view ourselves with the Sun and our morals and our ethics. And it's a reshaping of our ego. But then we have the 2 tension to Saturn, and Saturn likes, Saturn's very, how can I say it? If it doesn't work, Saturn's going to snatch it from you and say, why are we doing it? It doesn't work. So with Saturn doing that, once again, we have this tension here. Now, what all this whole entire thing here means, all together with the whole placements, is having the courage, guys, to break free of any restrictive or traumatic upbringing that we may have had or experienced as a child, and also in our teens, and also in our past lives as well, and not allowing fear to isolate and hinder us from our spiritual destiny and freedom and our spiritual duty, in a sense. So this is what this placement entirely means, right? Now, what those 2 yods mean kind of together, there's one more placement, but what those 2 yods mean together, it's, guys, it's support. I kind of said a lot right now, but it's support regarding opening up our hearts, our heart chakra, and taking responsibility for the relationships that may have failed, taking our end of the responsibility, and not looking externally for validation, not even wanting nor expecting the validation from the other party. So what it is, it's like I said, it's taking the responsibility, our end of the responsibility, in the relationships that may have failed or may be strained, and also not allowing our old beliefs and our paradigms to restrict us, and also trusting our intuition, guys. It's now or never in terms of trusting our intuition. No more, I can't do it, I'm scared, I'm fearful, I can't do it, I'm not strong enough, I don't know if it's right. We have to break that already, guys. We have to stop that, and we have to walk into the unknown and trust God and trust spirit and trust ourselves that we can bounce back from it. And this is all preparing us, and this is all before the full moon in Sagittarius, because remember, this is all May 26th. Like, when I looked at all this, I was like, no wonder I was purging my damn life away. Is because all of these paradigms that we're changing, guys, and what this is doing is that it's getting us geared up and ready to break those karmic cycles, to actually trust our intuition, and to manifest what our spiritual goals are and what our spiritual, outlook is, and to actually apply it this time. And Saturn's there at the top right here. He's there because now we are going to implement what works now. And we have the support from the sun and from the North Node. We also have the support from the Karma asteroid and also the South Node. And remember, it's Venus again. So it's love. It's how we relate to people, how we relate to things, how we, I don't want to use the word compare, because that's not what it is. That's horrible when we compare ourselves to other people, looking externally for validation. We don't want to do that. So this has a lot to do with, it's opening our heart chakra and having acceptance within our situations and saying, Lord, grant me the discernment to know what I can change and what I cannot. And it's coming to that conclusion, and also not allowing our fears to hold us back anymore. No more restriction. We can't do that anymore, because these new energies that are coming in, guys, these new waves, they're upgraded frequencies. So they're more, to kind of put it in simpler terms, they're packed with more information, more ascension type qualities that we need to change within our body's chemistry and within our chakras, within our third eye, so that then we can interpret it. But we have to be ready, and we have to tune our body into accepting it, or else it's not going to work, it's not going to come through, and it'll be to no avail. So just those 2 yods right there, guys, which has extreme tension and extreme energy, and when they're lit up and when they're active, when it's transited, in a sense, I mean, it's like immediate, just it hits, and like literally you can feel like the shift of energy. It's crazy. And not just, we don't only have these collectively, we also have these in our charts as individuals. I have 3 yods in my chart. So, and when was it? The other day, I think it was last month, one of my yods got, they were activated by a transit. And oh my God, I purged that day too. And I was like, what is going on? Like, I thought I left this shit behind. And no, I mean, even me, I had to clear things out too, So all in all, guys, we have to be ready, and we have to actually put ourselves up Oh, I do, Jeanette. Thank you. Yeah, I'm an oversoul, and there's a lot going on. And also, I have incense burning too, so it can maybe be that. But whatever you guys can see, I trust it. Trust your guys' intuition, right? Anyway, so it's just really, like I said, guys, opening our heart chakra and really accepting our situations in life and looking at things from a higher and spiritual perspective and looking at things and coming from a place of love, coming from a place of divinity, you know, and of divine purpose. And when we see and we look at other people, we don't judge them. We just say, you know, wow, it sucks to, not even sucks, like it just, you look at people and you kind of feel bad for them because you're like, wow, like, why are you allowing your anger and your fear and your envy and your hatred and all of the things that we put on ourselves? Why are you allowing that to hinder you from moving forward? Because when you move forward and when we clear these these yods and we use this energy to its most effective outcome, the other side, guys, it's beautiful. I mean, you feel free. You don't wake up upset. You don't get upset at the mundane things in life. You don't get upset when, you know, people hit your cart in the market or just little things like that. You don't react the same way anymore. And it's really freeing. And a lot of it comes from love. You know, it's the base of what it is, and compassion. And I understand, guys, you know, in the middle of contention, it's hard to remember that, but we must stop ourselves and say, okay, what I'm about to do, what I'm about to say is going to, you know, leave the situation better than I have found it, or is it going to, you know, exacerbate? Is it going to make it worse? And when we have that 2 seconds of just, you know, when you kind of back up a little bit, that's when you know that you have spiritually grown, because then now you're going to approach it in a different manner. All right, guys. So there's one more configuration that I wanted to show you guys, and this one's interesting too. This one's called the Mystic Rectangle. Oh yeah, I was gonna pull cards for each position. We'll do it at the end. So this one's the Mystic Rectangle. This one's very crazy too, guys. Check this out. All right, you guys can see that, but okay. So here we have whenever we have a mystic rectangle within a chart, right? And look, a lot of these, the South Node, Karma, the North Node, the Sun, it was the exact same placements as the yods, right? Exact. Are you guys seeing the synchronicities between the placements? You know, so when we have a mystic rectangle within a chart, what it stands for, it's when we have the utmost support and guidance in successfully integrating new energy waves of great magnitude. So it's positive aspects, you know. There's still some, you know, there's oppositions here in the center, of course, you know, but what it is, it's positive energy in terms of we have the support to accomplish it, guys, you know. So we have whenever you have a mystic rectangle, what it is, it's 2 sextiles, 2 trines, and 2. And then the other opposition that we have is the south, the Aquarius North Node, I'm sorry, here, and then the Leo South Node, and also the other opposition is the Gemini Sun that we currently are in the 11th house, and also the Karma in Sagittarius in the 5th house. So what these placements mean together regarding the oppositions, it's us being authentic and loving. And it's also communicating our truth and not holding back on it. But it's doing it and it's exhibiting it and exuding what we have to say in our truth in an appropriate and compassionate and loving manner. You don't have to get upset. Like I always tell you guys, the truth never needs to be defended. And the minute that we feel like we must defend our truth, that's when we don't believe our own shit, you know, because there's no reason to get upset. There's no reason to get mad. You know, once again, we never want to look externally for validation. So we don't need external validation from anyone, you know, but it's not in a I want to stress that it's not in an arrogant way. It's not like, we think we're better than anyone. That's not what we externally validation. We immediately excuse ourselves from the lesson because then we look at it as, oh, if this situation doesn't approve of me, then therefore we miss out on the lesson, on the soulful lesson and the soulful growth that the placement is there for us to gain for spiritual growth. So also here, the two sextiles that we have is the Aquarius North Node here. And we also have the Gemini Sun as well. So the sextile between those two placements. And then also between the Leo South Node and also between the Karma in Sagittarius, right? So what these two sextiles mean together, basically what it means is stepping outside of our comfort zone. Reap the positive benefits regarding us kind of being in the right place at the right time, us knowing our truth and us not having to defend it, and us stepping outside of our comfort zone as well, so that then we then can look at situations with a discerning eye, and then we can say, that does make a little bit of sense. Maybe I can adopt some of those ideals and some of those understandings. I can adopt some of those to my own morals and my own ethics, my own truth, We never want to, let's just put it this way, never allow ego to get in the way of learning learning aspects about yourself and also of just soulful growth. A lot of these situations and these placements, guys, have a lot to do with the death of ego. Now, the two sextiles the two trines that we have here is between the Karma in Sagittarius and also the Aquarian North Node and the Gemini Sun and also the Leo South Node. And what these two trines mean, remember, we're consciously working on these, and these are what we've already integrated and where we're at. Excuse me, guys. What they mean here at the top and at the bottom, the trines, is to stand firm in our truth and to place ourselves because of that in the right place at the right time, and also to speak up and be the example of change that we want to see. All right, guys. So I know that was a lot of information. It's kind of, I try to do it the best I could in terms of kind of explaining it. But those are the overall placements of what's going on. And didn't you guys see like the North Node and the South Node and the Sun and karma, all of that is involved there. And I know I said a lot, but if you guys go back over this and rewatch it, may make a little bit more sense, But what it is, we have the divine support right now to change. And it's tough. Don't get me wrong. It sucks. The death of ego, it's the death of unhealthy ego, let's say. It sucks. But we can do it because now we have the support to do it. God and the divine are actually giving us this support to do it. It's going to be hard still. We still have to put the work in, don't get me wrong. But like I said, we have the support. So now it's like no excuses. We always kind of feel like we're left out, or we are left to kind of fend for ourselves and do it for our damn self, And now we actually have astrologically and energetically and vibrationally, we are having this support. This is all here, guys, to upgrade our chakras, to upgrade our third eye. And we must take advantage of this time and of this support. It's like you not being able to pay your house payment, right? And then someone gives you the money and you're just looking at it and you're like, oh, I can't pay my house payment. What am I going to do? It's like that. Like, let's not disregard the support that's being given and that's being, divinely given to us so that we can take advantage of it. And, also what I'm picking up too is that this is also a gift, guys, for us as well, so that we then can see, hey, our spirit saying, hey, you know what? You guys done a lot of work. Now we're here to support you guys and to help you guys out. Now, we said retrograde planets and all of that, and it does affect us, guys, individually with our charts, but overall, that's a collective energy, and that's what we've been experiencing. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot, I mean, even preparing this, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to explain all this shit? But this is what it is, guys, and if you guys find yourself purging, which I'm pretty sure you guys have, even us spiritual teachers, I mean, we purge like crazy too, but we have the support this time. So when we purge, we need to look at it like, what is the lesson? What do I have to, what am I feeling? What do I psychically, we're all psychic, guys. That's our intuition. What am I intuitively feeling that has to do with the lesson? And when we calm down a little bit and we close our eyes and we tune into it and we just trust our heart chakra and we trust our intuition, we get the answers. We may not get the entire answer because, we never know what we get involved with or what the end lesson is until the end. But we can tune into it and kind of understand, is it past life? How do I feel? Why do I feel like this? Let's not think about it too much, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You have to look at situations and say, what am I supposed to learn from this? And when we look at situations like that differently, we don't restrict ourselves. We then don't look at situations and say, oh my God, poor me, and then fall into victim mode. Because when we do that, we have to stop doing that victim mode thing, And granted, it's okay to feel all those emotions in the middle of it all. You're supposed to feel it and supposed to purge it. But at the end, let's not look at it like, oh, I'm pissed off now because I had to feel that. Or I'm mad because I had to look at myself in the mirror and see my own shit. Like, we can't be upset at that. That's actually a gift that's being given to you to actually work through that and then to move past it. And every time, I don't want to say it's going to get easier, but every time that you go through a purge and you have that mindset, you then learn so much more from it. And you break karmic cycles like that because you don't revert back to your self mode, to how you used to act or how we used to do things. We don't go back to the comfortability. My God, this incident's crazy here. So with all, saying all that, I wanted to kind of pull some cards. Let's just kind of sum it up though before we do that. So overall, guys, what this all means is, these geometric configurations, they are leading up to, guys, it's basically a Stargate portal. Like, real shit. It's a Stargate portal. It's opening up in the heavens for us, guys, to allow this new wave of energy to come through. We're purging the crap out of everything that we have right now so that then when these upgraded energies and frequencies come through, we're able to absorb them and we already purged all the shit. And then we can then be open to receiving more healing and open to receiving upgrades. I mean, who the hell doesn't want an intuition upgrade? Shoot, And also third eye activations, opening up our heart chakra. And guys, this is healing for yourself. And you'll love yourself and trust yourself much more. And when you get involved in situations, you may not get involved in certain situations. You'll know your limitations. You'll know what to do, what not to do, who to talk to, who not to talk to. And then you end up trusting yourself, right, guys? And I'm not going to say that what the other party or what the other person does to you doesn't matter, but you won't take it so personal. You won't operate from fear. You won't operate from, oh my God, I can't do this, or what if this person's going to do this, and what if this person's going to do that? And then we can't go into situations and relationships and circumstances with preconceived notions. That's fear, and that's also ego. We need to drop all that. And all of these energies are there to help us. And also, guys, so this Stargate portal, what it means, it's the integration of the death of ego, trusting our intuition, and really standing firm within our truth. This is really what it means, guys. Also trusting, our intuition, having our own discernment, and operating from a place of love and compassion and understanding. And when we say love and compassion, understanding, we're not saying, guys, that we're accepting, or how can I say it? That we say it's okay for that person to treat us like that or act like that. But we look at it from a different perspective where we then say, okay, why did I not see those signs? Why did I not avoid this? Why did I not see those little red flags that were coming up? And also looking at situations, guys, and saying things like this to yourself, guys, and having this type of discernment and intuition where you say, okay, this person or this situation wants me to do something that is out of my comfort zone and wants me to compromise myself. And I don't want to compromise myself, but why is this person or situation wanting me to compromise myself? You know, do you really care about me? Do you really care about my well-being? We have to look at it from those different perspectives, guys. And when we do this, looking at it from a higher perspective, and that's also looking at it from a spiritual point of view. And when that happens, we can't get upset at the other person in a sense where we say, because our involvement in that was we're taking our end of the responsibility, like the odds we're looking at, really clearing that childhood trauma, that childhood karma, that crap that we carry around, you know, that we didn't even think that we did. But all these things are going to come up, and these situations are going to come up for us where it's going to trigger us, and it's where we're going to have to look at them and say, this reminds me of a situation when I was younger. And when we have triggers, we can't expect the other person to be responsible for that. And we also cannot expect them to read our minds in terms of know that they triggered us. If someone triggers us, we must recognize it and then take it in and then work on it when we can at an appropriate time. We don't get upset at that person, operate from fear, and then yell back at them. Then they're going to be like, well, what the hell happened? Like, what, and we can't expect them to know our triggers, that's our responsibility. I know I'm saying a lot, but all in all, guys, the odds and the mystic triangle, it's all really just divine support. And this is all before the damn full moon. So it's crazy. I hope I made sense. It's kind of, I said a lot, but you guys may need to watch this video over a little bit more. And I mean, if you guys have any questions too, I'm going to be answering them after we pop some cards out for each alignment or each configuration and see what advice, God and Spirit has for us. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other questions throughout the time, throughout these cycles, I mean, I'm on Facebook Messenger. You guys can hit me up and ask me questions, and I'll go ahead and answer them for you guys to the best of my ability, So, okay, let's see. So for the first alignment, right? The yod that had to do with Venus, and let's see, the one that had to do with Venus, karma, and the South Node. Let's see. I already pre-shuffled these, but I'm being told to shuffle them twice. Let's see, bring this down so you guys can see what's going on here. All right. What advice do we have, Father, for us to getting through this specific yod regarding Venus, karma, and the South Node? 3 cards, please. Oh, wow. Okay, that damn thing jumped up. Bottom of the deck, the 6 of Cups here, and this has to do with the past, looking at the past, reviewing the past. And karma, the South Node. Karma and the South Node have a lot to do with our past, and then Venus has a lot to do with how we love and how we relate. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, and turn it to your guys' perspective. Okay, so we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed, the King of Wands reversed, and then the 10 of Cups upright. So when we don't feel strong enough, when we don't feel like we can't manifest, when we feel like we don't have everything that we need to be happy and to be content with ourselves and with who we are, that's when we react in a negative manner, when we try to apply or put or place our power over other people, and this has a lot to do with karma and the South Node. Just these 2 cards here alone. Absolutely. One comes after the other because we're operating in fear with the 9 of Pentacles reversed. We're not happy with ourselves. We feel like we can't, like we don't have all the tools necessary when we always do, because they're always inside, you know? But that's when we operate from fear. And when we operate from detriment, just being a damn asshole, you know what I mean? And other people acting like that as well. But when we change these two things, that's when we get the 10 of Cups here, guys. And the only way that we can get the 10 of Cups and actually have emotional fulfillment, not just with ourselves, but with another person, is because it starts with us. We have to change that within ourselves and not operate from fear and operate from integrity. So this was for the first yod here, guys. It's interesting. All right, let's see. So for the second yod, regarding Saturn, right here, regarding Saturn, the North Node, and the Sun. Okay, one more time. All right. Father God, what do we have for the second yod regarding Saturn, the Sun, and the North Node, Lord? 3 cards, please. Interesting, nothing wants to pop, but it will. All right. One more card. Okay, we got 4. Hey, we'll do 4. Okay, the Ace of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So not having clarity, not having truth. Oh, wow, more cards. Okay, we'll take them off. Shoot, hey. Okay, so what we have here is the Page of Cups here. And we also have the Hermit reversed. And we have Judgment reversed. The Emperor reversed. And we also have the Ace of Wands reversed. So all these reverse cards here, okay. So what I'm kind of getting from here, guys, is we have to understand our emotions and really what we're doing, what we're offering, what emotional platform or precipice are we actually manifesting from? Are we approaching situations from? Do we understand what we need? And do we understand who we are on an emotionally filled depth type of level? When we don't, right? That's when we don't really seek out enlightenment. When we don't understand ourselves, or when it's premature in a sense, you know? But we need to always seek enlightenment because we need to learn from our situations and not repeat cycles. But it all begins with understanding our emotions, right? I'm looking at this now, guys, as going back to the beginning, your childhood, in a sense. The Ace of Cups here. I'm sorry, the Page of Cups. Going back to your childhood and really looking at, do I have scars that I'm still carrying around? Do I have things that I haven't accepted? Is it still there? And if it is, okay, we have to work through that. And it's going back to the beginning of our emotions and really working through that. Because when we don't work through that karma and that pain, that's when we don't seek enlightenment. That's when we don't learn our lessons in situations because they're blockages. That's when we don't feel strong enough and secure enough to manifest our plans and to manifest our future goals and our future aspirations, because we don't have the confidence in ourselves to manifest that future, right? Or our future goals, or to even look out into the world and say, what can I do here? What can I What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses if we don't understand ourselves emotionally? But I believe that this card is upright because this is what happens when we don't deal with our issues or when we don't go back to the beginning. But when we go back to the beginning in terms of clearing our childhood, looking at things from where things started, our blockages and our emotional hindrances, that's when all of these cards would then turn upright and we'll learn from our lessons and we'll learn everything else. But we're feeling like that. This is restriction like Saturn, you know, like here at the top, Saturn. Our North Node is our future and our destiny as a collective. Our sun, you know, is our ego in a sense. So these cards were reversed because that's the restriction. The quincunxes, extreme tension. And also, we have to revisit our childhood. We can't go around the issue. We have to go through it, guys, you know? All right. And it's interesting that the Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck here reversed. So, yeah, this is not having clarity, not having truth. But in order for us to have the clarity and to have the truth, we then need to revisit certain emotional wounds and emotional scars that we experience. You know, that's when we'll have the Three of Cups, when we'll get along with other people. We can celebrate. All righty. And it's due for the mystic rectangle or whatever it's called. Yeah, the mystic rectangle, guys. Let's do 2 times. Hope this is making sense. You guys are kind of enjoying this a little bit. Just thought I would. I wasn't going to add the tarot in, but I was like, hey, why not? Shoot. Okay. 2 more times, I'm being told. Right. So this is for the mystic rectangle. This one right here, this configuration. Okay. Father God, what 3 cards advice do you have for us regarding the mystic rectangle? Advice. Right, 2 more cards. Okay, I'll take that bunch there. 4 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So completion, that first layer of foundation. All right, guys, so here we have, okay, the Ace of Cups, upright. And we have the 10 of Cups reversed, the 4 of Swords, the Knave of Chalices, or the Page of Cups. You see, this is the second time we got the Page of Cups. And we also have the Lovers reversed. All right, let's see. So when we want to offer a cup of love, or when we want to offer a new beginning in terms of upon an emotional stance, we have to understand that we may not get commitment from the other side, from the other party. It may be an emotional, non-committal type of situation, you know, but then that's when we go into contemplation. And that's when we then realize, I'm not going to give my cup to that type of situation, because then we see and we realize that it's not going anywhere. It's non-committal. The vibration is off. The energy is off. This is awareness, trusting our intuition as well. And the 4 of Swords is also gaining in your intuition as well, taking that moment of just hermiting away and being like, okay, what's going on here? Trying to figure things out, having that moment of solace by yourself and just really understanding what happened, where did it go wrong type of thing. And it's interesting that we have the Page of Cups again here, because when we make decisions, right? And then, okay, the Lovers reverse, I'm looking at this here, guys, as not making the correct decisions. Because it's kind of separated here. What's going on here, what I'm seeing here regarding the mystic rectangle, it's like there's opposition here, absolutely. And we have to understand, you know, like we have to go through those moments of solace. We have to go through those moments of understanding. And also, I just picked up, we also have to go through moments of hurt. And we also have to go through moments of when it's non-committal, right? And then we're giving organically to the situation, but then like I said, the other party may not work out. And that's when we have to think about it and say, where did it go wrong? Not what happened, you know? And then that's when we know, then we can renew our emotional stance and renew our emotional disposition. A lot of these spreads, guys, it's like going back to the beginning. And I think that it's interesting that that's coming up time and time again here, is because we have to, death of the ego means that we have to go back to the beginning in a sense of kind of relearning everything that we've ever learned or that we've ever known in terms of how to respond, how to act, what to take away from situations, what to vibrationally take away from situations. It's restructuring the emotional disposition of who we are. And it's, look, the Page of Cups, the beginning, in a sense, the Ace of Cups, the beginning, all of these have going to the beginning. And this is interesting too with the Lovers reverse. I also look at this too. This card can be not making the correct decisions. And also this can, when it's reversed like this can also mean not having a proper balance between your masculine and your feminine sides. You know, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, we both carry those energies within us as an individual. So when it's unbalanced is when we have all of this. I don't know why I want to say that. It's weird. We have all of this fuckery that came through right now. It's weird. Sorry. But that's when we have all this crap. Well, what ends up happening is when we go through it, we balance our masculine and feminine side. We go back to the beginning of our emotional disposition. I keep wanting to say that word. I'm not sure why, but when we go back to the beginning of who we are emotionally, that's when we end up building the first layer of foundation for ourselves. Because then we've learned from our mistakes. We then know what we need and what we require. And that's when we have the first layer of foundation. And I believe that right now, all these new energies that are coming in, this is the first layer of foundation in terms of what we're going to build upon. All right. Choo-choo. Okay. I hope that made sense. You guys kind of understood that a little bit. You guys have any questions? Excuse me. I'll just go ahead and stick around for a little bit if you guys have any questions. Yeah, really, fear is a lie. Let me kind of catch up with these comments here. Yeah. Prepare for knowledge, true desires. Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, maybe about like planetary wise, just placements, tarot, any kind of questions, I'm gonna go ahead and stick around for a little bit to answer them for you guys before we end it. I just wanted to get the whole planetary upgrade out first for people who watch this later. Yeah, it is all for the best, Jennifer. It's a lot, and I know that kind of said a lot, and over time, I just picked up right now too. Over time, this will all make a lot more sense. Right now, I mean, it's kind of like, because it's all of this is coming through, but it'll make a lot more sense as time goes on. You guys are probably gonna have moments you're gonna be like, oh shit, Mark said that, huh? Damn, you see, like that, and it has nothing to do with me being right. I can't speak for every spiritual teacher. We all have these gifts, guys. We all do. We're all psychic. We have groundbreaking intuition. Like we all have all these. We just have to tune into it, and we have to clear the shit and get the shit out of the gutter. And then we make room for the divine to come through and to bless us with our gifts and to bless us with discernment. And it's a reprogramming of who you are, and whenever, a lot of you guys have, nothing makes sense here. Seriously. Yeah. A a lot of you guys have already went through your initial awakening. I mean, that was scary in itself. I was screwed for 4 months, and I didn't have anyone that I could go to. I mean, my parents and my family were very, strict Christian, and they didn't believe in all this stuff that we talk about, and planets and all that stuff. And so I was like, whoa, what's going on? Who am I? What the hell? Like, I had no one to talk to, and now I'm giving back to everyone else, and just trying to help everyone out as a collective, because this is what we all need to do, or at least this is my path, it doesn't mean that's perfect for you guys or that's your path, but you guys will find it. Don't worry about it. Just, it all comes in due time. Do you happen to know where you have Sagittarius in your chart? When we talk about like the full moon and how it'll affect you, you would have to look at where. Oh, you're welcome, D. We have to look at the chart specifically. It's kind of hard to get a specific answer, but I mean, the best thing that we can kind of just do is, this full moon has a lot to do with finding our truth, and whatever that truth is, we must stand in it. And now it's like, we've talked it, but are we going to walk it now? And we have to understand that we're establishing this truth now, and we're not afraid to exhibit it and to show it and to be the one that maybe people are looking at like crazy, and you're just like, it's okay. And everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. I mean, my family, a lot of people don't even understand 99% of the shit that comes out of my mouth, but it's okay, You're funny, Ariana. Seriously, huh? Yeah, that's crazy. The best thing you guys can just do is just get as much rest as you can. If you guys feel there's a lot of tension going on right now. There's a lot of people that are upset. There's a lot of people that are, they're breaking karmic cycles and they don't know what the hell is going on, and they're just thinking that it's all bad, but everyone will come to eventually. Hello, Anisha. I guess, yeah, it is bananas. Seriously, it's crazy. But let's not focus on trying to, yes, we're upgrading. We're walking into the 4D, the 5D, of course, you know what I mean? And it's always good to keep up with those types of, YouTube channels that talk more about that. It's always great to integrate that in, but we also have to remember we're still in a 3D plane in a sense, we're not quite there yet. We're almost there. And all of this and these diagrams and all this energy and this purging has a lot to do with getting us there. Yeah. Oh, your Sagittarius is in Mars? Okay, alrighty. I forgot to ask you too. Do you happen to know which house that's in? Oh, wait, you said do you know your rising sign? Your rising sign, I can get the house for you. Sagittarius and Mars. Yeah, what it is, it's okay. What I'm kind of getting without the house for you, H McD, it's gonna have to do with something where you may have like a blow up, or you may have don't be in fear or anything, but you may have a lot of aggression. Libra Sun, Libra Rising. Okay, I'm a Libra Ascendant too. Okay, so Sagittarius is Scorpio. Your third house, I want to say. Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. Yeah. Your third house. Yeah, I want to say that's what it is. Okay, so it's going to do with communication, and Mars is in your third house. Okay, cool. It's going to do with a lot with communication. It's also going to do a lot with are you going to be able to handle your emotions and your aggression during this time to the point where you then find your truth, or you then can stand firm within it, instead of kind of approaching the situation in a very, how can I say, making like a spectacle and a debacle out of your lessons and what you need to learn, and also your truth. It's a lot of communicating and being stern about your truth and standing in it and knowing that you won't yield from it, but also not in an arrogant way. But be careful with the aggression and be careful with the anger a little bit. or more of just the aggression in the delivery of it. Okay, Aries rising. Okay, so you're Sagittarius. Yeah, my Sagittarius is in Uranus. Well, Uranus is in Sagittarius. Okay. So that's going to be your, since you're in Aries rising, that's going to be your 9th house. Okay, with higher learning. I believe that maybe during this full moon for you, D, it's going to have to do with something regarding, I'm just kind of pulling this out. We have to look at all the aspects, but what I'm kind of getting is learning a lot from, okay, looking at your emotions and looking at how they affect you from a higher perspective, and also not allowing any past hurts or past hindrances from preventing you from looking at it, and from looking at it in terms of gaining a higher perspective, and also expanding your consciousness in terms of how to respond to that, how to look at your emotions, looking at your emotions in a more efficient way, to where you learn more about yourself, and then you learn more about how important delivery is regarding your emotions. It's looking at it from a higher perspective. Capricorn Sun, Scorpio Moon, Gemini Rising. Any advice here? I want to say for Lisa 28, you're gonna have to, I want to say, let me see, Gemini, so it's gonna be your 6th house. You may have to be careful with work, Lisa. Also with your day-to-day kind of routines, you may find your emotions that get in the way of that, or your emotions may be more sensitive within those areas of like work, and those areas of just the day-to-day grind, the day-to-day going through situations. Try best to look at it in terms of what's the lesson, not get caught up in your emotions too much. And also, I don't know, I just picked up to remember that or be mindful of how we're feeling is our responsibility. You know, doesn't give us the right to displace it on anyone else. Not saying that you do that, but let's just be mindful of that. Let me see here. Anisha, Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon, Cancer Rising. Okay. For you, it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the 5th house. For you, Anisha, it's going to be this full moon. I want to say it has something to do with your creativity. Yeah, it's your creativity and how you express yourself. And the reason why I keep saying emotions is because it's a full moon, you know, how your emotions affect your creativity. How it can either hinder you from properly expressing yourself, or it can either, like I said, hinder you, or it can actually move you forward. And if we do it with compassion and love and understanding, and we take a step back, you'll learn a lot about your emotions, and you're also going to be able to express it. I don't know, Anisha, I'm kind of picking up like maybe doing it through art or something, through like dance, vocal, something like that. You can express and purge your emotions in a way, even writing music or something like that. All right, thank you, H. McD. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just kind of giving you guys a rough little estimate of the placement, but I mean, I don't know what aspects are within that house for you guys that, you know, Sagittarius sits in. So we would have to look at that. We also have to look at your moon. And there's a lot of things, you know, when you look at a natal chart, it's a lot. That's why if you guys do book the astrology reading that I have, I mean, it's really, really good, guys. I mean, it comes with a PDF file that I personally put together for you guys, has like 27 pages of information, like on your basic placements, like this and this and this and this. But then I look at your chart, I see the blocks that you have experienced throughout your life, or any areas that look like they need attending to regarding breaking karmic cycles. And we talk about that, and then I give you guys a PDF file. But in me saying that, I always ask for like 3 days before we actually meet up and have the face-to-face reading because I need to really study the chart and really look at it and see all the connections. And you guys know the chart, the circle and all these lines and all that stuff. And, you know, you can't just look at it and be like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And, you know, it takes a little bit more time to dissect it. And, you know, I'm a damn Virgo sun, so like I need to look at it and be like, okay, what the hell's going on here? Like, and I gotta like really study it. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. It's really an hour, 15 minutes. I hope you guys like this. Yeah, if you guys like to book a reading with me, I also added a new service. It's called Career Crux. It's a career reading. So if you guys are currently kind of experiencing strife or issues in your job sector, you know what I mean? Or maybe like, I know your emotions got the best of you and you kind of blew up a little bit at work, like something like that, you know what I mean? Or you're just involved in a damn hoopla at work, you guys can book that reading and can look at the dynamics of it and see what the hell is going on here. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Lisa, you too. Oh, thank you, Mel. Yeah. All right, Ariana. Thank you, guys. D, everyone else. I appreciate you guys being here with me. And share this video, guys. You know, if you guys found it informative and if you guys found some answers in it. But I hope you guys have a great night. And remember, like I always say, guys, you know, always remember to follow your own intuition and your own inner guide because it'll only lead your soul to supreme happiness. And God, I'll see you and God bless and love and light.